I was lost. I didn't know what my purpose was. I wasn't following God. I was doing worldly things, meaning I almost got locked up. They tried to get me for a DWI. I could have been a statistic. I saw myself on a dash cam, and I was like, yo, I never want to see myself like this ever again. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You see where we at? I don't gotta say too much. I'm just getting my little warm up in. It's currently 6:47. 6:47 on a Wednesday morning. I wanted to get a quick workout in before I had my first meeting. It is gonna be day 2 of the studio build. Super excited. Studio's looking great. Today I'm really just gonna focus on back and a little bit of legs. What I like to do on back days, I like to exhaust myself early so that I can really feel the workout. So I'll do some pull-ups before I start my back workout. I'll try to max out on pull-ups. I haven't done pull-ups in a while, so I'm excited to see how much I'll be able to do. I used to do calisthenics a lot more, and I'm actually about to start getting into it more now since I'll probably only be able to go to the gym about 3 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get back to how I was and exceed that. My goal weight right now is like 190. Right now I'm at about 180 something, but I think 195 is my goal weight. After that, if I want to go to 200, I can, but my goal weight and sustain is 195, and cut up too, not bulked, because it's pretty easy for me to stay lean. I have a really fast metabolism. It's a beautiful day today. I want y'all to go out and be great. I'm out here pushing for y'all. For myself, but for y'all too. Let's get it. Gotta start with a nice, brisk walk. You feel me? They try to speed up on me real quick. It went from 0 to 4. I want to be able to actually give y'all a word while I'm walking. Wow, it's crazy because right there, wifey sent me something. She said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Man shall not live by bread alone. Because bread feeds your flesh, but the words of God feed your spirit. And you need your spirit to stay alive if you're trying to stay alive. If you're only feeding your flesh, you're bound to return to dust. You dig what I'm saying? So make sure you're feeding your spirit. Make sure you're feeding your spirit, man. It's crazy because she literally just texted me, like just now. She texted me a Bible verse. Shout out to wifey. Thank you, baby. I said this 3 days ago. I said, a man who lacks purpose distracts himself with pleasure. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Check this, right? I was actually talking to wifey about this yesterday, about some of my past. And because she had asked me, like, are you depressed? And I said, I don't know, I'm chilling. I kind of gave that answer without really thinking too much about it, just because it kind of came automatic. But when I thought about it, it's like, currently I'm not depressed. No, I'm very content. I'm happy with how life is going. I'm not anxious. I'm not worried about anything. I'm just trusting the process. However it goes, it's how it shall go. But I can also recognize that I have been depressed in the past, especially when I knew of my potential but wasn't living up to my potential. And because of that, I was always having an internal warfare with myself because I wasn't truly living in my purpose. And it goes back to this: a man who lacks purpose distracts himself with pleasure. This was back in 2021, about 3 or so years ago. It was during a time when my business was pretty fresh. It was about 3 years old. And I kind of hit a dead end in my career. I hit a wall in my career where, I was making money, but I wasn't seeing money grow in my account. Money was coming, money was gone. I didn't know about, I didn't know how to spend responsibly. I wasn't financially responsible. I didn't know too much about how to scale my business the way I've been able to scale it now. And at the time, I was working and going to school at the same time. So what was going on was that I was under a lot of stress. It's like, I'm working from 8 to 4:30, then going to school from 5 to 10 p.m. Barely having enough time for myself, barely sleeping. I was smoking a lot at this time. I don't smoke anymore. I was smoking a lot, so I didn't have to deal with the reality that, I hate my life right now. You feel me? I hated my life. Number one, my business was taking more out of me than it was giving back to me. And I was just like, is this all my life is gonna be? Because I didn't know of more. I didn't know there was more out there. My perspective wasn't the same way it is now. So, I went to school, I was going to school, I was trying to get certified, and it was just a lot of things going on, legal issues, self-doubt issues, battling with myself and just my position in life. I was lost. I didn't know what my purpose was. I wasn't following God. I was doing worldly things, dealing with a lot of women. The things most guys deal with. And I was lost. I wasn't following God. I wasn't in my purpose. So in these times, I was very depressed. I didn't have anything that I was waking up for. I was just waking up, going through the motions, doing the same thing every day, day in and day out. It seemed like there was no end to it. All this while alone, by myself with my thoughts. And because of that, I saw myself slipping in a lot of different areas of myself until I got a wake-up call. You feel me? I got a wake-up call. Meaning I almost got locked up. It sounds crazier than it is. Basically, I fell asleep behind the wheel. They tried to get me for a DWI, but of course I wasn't under any influence. I was just tired. I'm talking like days of sleepless nights. This was towards the end of my school journey, where I was trying to knock out as many hours as possible so I could graduate faster, because it was just dreadful, just doing the same thing every day. I was trying to knock it out faster. Wasn't getting much sleep. Was working into the late nights, doing day school at school so I could get more hours, going to school from 9 to 4:30, or even sometimes 9 to like 7, and then coming home cutting from like 8 to like 12, just stuff like that. I was grinding. The people who was there. They know what I'm talking about. I was grinding, and I was tired. And because of that, my decision making wasn't good. Got arrested. Almost got a DWI. I beat the case. But this was a real wake-up call, because I could have been a statistic. You feel me? I could have been a statistic. I saw myself on a dash cam, and I was like, I never want to see myself like this ever again. Ever again. I never want to see my siblings to see me like this. Ever. I need to be a better example for myself, for the people who look up to me, for my children who are going to come after me, and for a potential partner who I consider my wife for life. I need to be someone better, you feel me? So it's just like I had a lot of revelations during this time. I went through a lot of trials, and I prevailed. These times were hard, but when I think about now, when things get hard, I'm just like, this is just another period of learning. I always ask, like, what is God trying to teach me? Anytime anything happens in my life that seems like a bad thing, I take it as a good thing. I take it as God trying to reroute me towards my purpose. You feel me? I take it as God trying to reroute me, trying to get me back on the right path. Sometimes when your parents trying to tell you something, you don't listen because you don't know that they know more than you. You don't like their tone, but they want what's best for you. Sometimes you just gotta listen. Sometimes you just gotta listen to God. Man should not live by bread alone, but by the words that proceeded from the mouth of God. Sometimes you gotta listen to Him, lean on Him, ask Him for direction. Because without Him, how are you gonna fulfill your purpose? Without Him, you have no aim on this earth. I found out, I narrowed down, and I had a revelation that, there's no other purpose on this earth for me than to serve God. That means to listen to His word. That means to, when it all boils down to these two things, to love Him above everything and to love your neighbor as yourself. That's all I have to do in this life. That's all I'm here for. Everything else is just a cherry on top. You feel me? A man who lacks purpose distracts himself with pleasure. Don't be that man. I was that man. A lot of you are that man. I'm talking to the men. I could talk to the women, but the men set the example. They set the tone. If the men get strong, the women have to be strong. You can't have a strong man and a weak woman. It just doesn't work. You can't have a weak man and a strong woman. It doesn't work. It's weak and weak. It doesn't work. It ain't no opposites attract. It doesn't work. Strong man, strong woman. Weak man, weak woman. Weak woman, weak man. Because a strong man won't allow a weak woman around him. Or a strong man will build up his woman, as a man should. Sometimes you gotta know who ain't for you, though. And we talked about this yesterday, right? About we were at fellowship yesterday. We talked about, how do you know she's your wife? Because it says, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the eyes of the Lord. How do you know she's your wife? You gotta go to P31. You gotta go to P31. I don't have it memorized, but you gotta go there. What are those qualities that you find in a wife? One of the biggest qualities that I determined when, I was dating, and how I was able to not even find my wife. God found her for me. When we try to stray away from history, right? History says this: Adam was created, and he was assigned a task to look over, to name the animals, to tend to the world, you feel me? That was his mission. That was his purpose. She was created after his purpose was given. So your purpose always has to come first. If your purpose doesn't come first, you will never know what your wife looks like. Because without your purpose, how do you know that she's for you if she's not even helping you fulfill that purpose? You understand? I always gauged it like that, like, okay, is this woman that I'm with, is she adding to my purpose, or is she pulling me away from my purpose? Is she aiding my relationship with God, or is she stopping my relationship with God? So make sure you stay on your purpose. Moku Teki. Make sure you stay on your purpose, because your purpose is everything above everything. That is number one. Number one, purpose, purpose, purpose. Without it, there's nothing. And without God, there is no purpose. Without God, there is no purpose. So, I don't know. That's just my word for the day. That's what I felt like talking about on this treadmill. Now, I've been walking longer than I wanted to, but that's just one I wanted to give to y'all right now. Let me know what you thought about that. Leave your thoughts down below, man. Yeah. I'm about to run. I will see y'all later. Now it's time for some arms, man. Let's do some back. I don't got that much time, bro. It's time for some back work. Look around and see every single person in here is trying to be better, bro. That's what I love about this. It's like when I come in here and I surround myself with people who is out here killing it, that just motivates me. I'm like, yo, I love to see it. And it's at different levels, you know, not everybody's perfect. Everybody is starting. Some people have been in it. Like, I just love it. It doesn't matter if you're starting, if it's your first day in the gym, yo, get in here, bro. It feels great. It feels great to be around other people trying to be better. I love it. I just look around, it makes me happy. Like, health is wealth. Health is wealth. Prioritize your health. Because you can have all the riches in the world, but if you ain't gonna live long enough to enjoy it, what's the point? You feel me? So there, that's how we feeling, that's how we rocking.